So you just listened to a song and it made you think, how do I make something that sounds like this? You go on YouTube, look up a tutorial, but can't find anything. What do? Massive surprise. You just watch this video. I'll take you through a step-by-step process on how you can break down any beat and create similar beats. So let's begin. Download the song that you were listening to. If the song's on YouTube, you can just use some sort of YouTube's MP3 converter. And if the song's on SoundCloud, you can just use soundcloudmp3.org and download it from there. And if the song is on Spotify or Apple Music, chances are it's on SoundCloud or YouTube. If it's not, and you're not sure how to download it, play it on a speaker and then record it. As long as you can hear all the instrument sounds, that's all that matters. Determine the key and BPM of the song. And the really easiest way to do that is just to Google it. If your song isn't like really popular and you can't find it, don't worry, got your back. Just go to TuneBat. You can also use this to look up the song and the BPM in general, but all you have to do is go to the analyzer and just drag and drop that song in there, and boom, it was correct. The BPM is going to help us kind of create a similar bounce to the song that we like. Second, in terms of the key, each scale has kind of like an emotion attached to it. So if you really want to fit the same vibe or you just want to remake the song, you're going to need to know the scale. I'm not exactly sure if we'll end up using the same scale. We just might. You know what? I'm going to explain later. Let's just move on. Alright, so now we're gonna match up the drums. This is very easy to do, kind of boring, but we gotta do it, so just stick with me for a second. Drag your file, put it in your DAW, make sure it is lined up correctly, so right here, we're good to go. Turn on the metronome just to double check. And if it's not, you can kind of just play around with this, move it around until it's on time. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in and kind of overlap these drums. If your song has an 808 or if it just has a kick, just lay a kick over it. Try to find a kick that fits the same vibe. Turn the song down a little bit. Crank the kick up really high right here. So that's 808 hit there, so we're just going to throw this right here. Kick right there. Now let's just go and add a hi-hat. It was softer, so we'll have to turn this one down a lot. Perfect. We hear a snare sound. Let's add the snare. Basic kind of short snare, so let's add that. I think this will work. And like kind of like a soft, kind of crunchy open hat. So let's find something similar. That works. And I hear like a kind of like perk sound right there. And so now we've got like the drum bounce down. Feel free to move these around, take some sounds out, add some additional sounds, and just kind of make it your own. And if you like any of the sounds in either of the songs that I'm making today, these are just all from my banks. And you can just find these sounds on my website, dylnexo.com. And there's some free sounds on there as well, so definitely check those out. Alright, so thankfully we're done with that. That honestly bores the fuck out of me. But now we have our bass, and let's start building around it. We listen to the instruments. Alright, so I want a really soft kind of synth sound. No. I think this might be pretty good. Now if we listen to this chord progression, let me just play it again. It sounds like it's chords, like each chord is probably like a bar long. It kind of goes up, 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 down, and then there's like a little top melody playing over it. Now I could make it the same key. Now let's listen to the other song to see how close it is. It doesn't need to be exact. We're just trying to make like a tight beat. We're not trying to make the same beat. So not exact because we haven't added the counter melody, but I feel like it's pretty close. And now let's layer it with something else because I know the other sound was layered because it just sounded a little bit more full. Alright, next sound that they had was some sort of vocal sample, so this is where you're going to be a lot more creative because there's no way you're going to find the exact same vocal probably. And this 808 was just like kind of big and heavy. This one will work. And then all we're going to do here is copy this kick over and then put it on the root notes of our progression. Now let's compare it to the original song. So obviously they don't sound exactly the same. Whatever artist would go on that other beat that I just showed you would probably fit on this beat as well. Let's talk the arrangement. Arrangement is very easy. Basically all you have to go and do is compare it to the original song. So for example, Dylan XO. We can hear that the intro just has the synth and like the vocal sample. In our song, we'll just put that for our intro. If we listen over here, sounds like everything comes in except the vocal sample, so we'll just do that for our song as well. And then over here, vocal sample comes in. So I think you get it. We'll add the vocal sample. Alright, so for mixing, you're just going to want to mix like you'd mix any other beat. However, you can use the other track as a reference. And so if I compare it to my current beat, the other 808 seems to be popping out a bit more, so maybe I'll crank this 808 up or just turn down other instruments within the beat to make it stick out a bit more. And you can just do this for every sound. And this is a very common tool used in music. It's called referencing. So this beat itself, it didn't really have many effects on it, but in the event you do have a beat that has tons of different effects on it, here are some really common effects and what they do. So if something sounds almost like it's far away, then it's probably reverb and maybe some delay that you're missing on your sounds. Now if you're hearing like a crackle and like a dustiness, one thing that you can add to your sound is something like an RC20. Instantly makes it sound like older and more sampled. If your sound sounds, I don't know how to explain it, like crunchy or just a little fucked up, just add some distortion. Now let's say your sound sounds like almost underwater or just a bit muffled. Let's go and throw an EQ on it. If you want to continue to learn and get in the mind of some of the best artists in the world, definitely check out either of these two videos. I know you're going to enjoy them. Peace.